Good morning, one and all. Welcome to the stream. Oh, let's put a little light on the subject. Me? Good morning, one and all. Welcome to the stream. Oh, let's put a little light on the subject. Well, my voice seems to be getting a little better. Let's open up my iPad. So, what we're going to do today? Well, I think first and foremost, what I'm going to do is grab some of these elixirs. Where are we? Resourcefulness, 19 of them. Incense, we'll do some soothing spices. And we'll take some redamine. And some Sage's Whisper. Now, all of these next season you'll be able to put to 99. Excuse me. So that will be good. Don't have to refill every 2 minutes. So I'm just going to run a quick pit just to get into the swing of things. And I want to hear. So that will be good. Don't have to refill every 2 minutes. Want to hear how it sounds on my MacBook Air. So I'm just going to run. And you can hear that in the just to get into the swing of things. And I want to hear. So that will be good. Don't have to refill every 2 minutes. Want to hear how it sounds on my MacBook Air. So I'm just going to run. And you can hear that in the just to get into the swing of things. And I want to hear. So 2 minutes. Want to hear how it sounds on my MacBook Air. So I'm just going to run. And you can hear that in the just to get into the swing of things. I can't hear it too much, so. I don't hear how it sounds in my MacBook Air, so I can hear that in just to get into this. I can't hear it too much. I don't hear how it sounds in my MacBook Air, so I can hear that in just to get into this. I can't hear it too much. I don't know how it sounds in my MacBook Air, so I can hear that in just to get into this. I can't hear it too much. I I think I need to sort out my sound a little bit better. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. I don't know why my game sound is not coming through properly. sun does not come into the Everything looks okay. Try something different. Well, you can hear the sound, but I've had to turn my volumes up considerably. You can hear the sound, but I've had to turn my volumes up considerably. You can hear the sound, but I've had to turn my volumes up. Okay, anyway, it's sort of working. Excuse me, I'm still left with this little bit of a throat I know today. You know, I've no idea what my latency is like. trying a few different settings in the sonar, which helps me do all the video stuff, the audio stuff. Sonar, which helps me do all the video stuff, the audio stuff. That sounds better. Sonar, which helps me do all the video stuff, the audio stuff. That sounds better. Soon. Yeah, that's better. See? Soon. Yeah, at least I can hear the damn game now when it's being streamed. Okay, so happy. Now it's a glorious day outside this morning. A little bit windy, and it's a little bit noisy because I've got roadworks outside. So even though I'd like to sort of keep the window open, there's just way too noisy. So you just got to listen to me instead. And of course, oh no, we got there. I'm not being speedy. Anyway, okay, so that's me sort of warmed up, got the audio a bit better than it was the last week. My voice is still the way it is, but you know, that's just the way it is. Right, let's see if there's anybody we can help, shall we? Quite a few people want to run the hordes. I'm guessing people want to run the hordes because maybe they haven't run very many. A bit like me before. But the Infernal Horde is going to be probably the #1 activity next season, season 10. Because everything is going to sort of revolve around the hordes. But if I'm running the hordes, I need to change my build. Because I prefer to use my walking build. In the hordes. Let's see. See how we do here? We'll probably take that there's 4 of us here, so I'm guessing that we can take one of the spawn points. I'll take this spawn point up here. It's easy enough. This is going to be a really important activity for next season. So the more I get used to running these again, the better. Now I think what I'll do next is, I think I'm going to try some theory crafting. I haven't done it live online ever before, so it's going to be an experience for everybody. It's a little bit boring in some ways. But it might give you a sort of insight in what I'm thinking about. So next season there's sort of two builds. There'll be a leveling build and an endgame build. I just had a message come in. Yeah, so the leveling build is going to be obviously the one that'll take you from 1 to 60, and probably into T1, T2, T3, and maybe even T4. But because most of the you know, the leveling build is the leveling build, it's really designed to take you from 1 to 60 and probably into T1. But then in T1 you'll start to get your chaos perks and your chaos armors if you haven't got any already. And there you transition from a leveling build into a sort of mid-game build, which will be T1 to T4. Once you reach into T4, you're going to be starting to get your endgame build up and running. The mid-game build, T1 to T4, is where you're gathering all your chaos perks, upgrading all your chaos perks, and then getting your chaos armor. I think T3 is one of the most difficult things I think will be this season is getting the chaos armor with the right GA in the right position, in the right armor for your build to really take off. Oh, let's go down to this one. He's in that one. But he's decided to stay by the door, so. And I did notice that. I was just stupid. I did notice that. I was just stupid. Yeah, I think the level between the game and my voice is okay now. So all of us have now taken a position. Well, no, he's wandering, running around like a daft thing. So here, I'm not really after anything in particular. My build is static, and has been static now for the last month, I would say. I've not tried to... I tried to make a triple hit on the gloves, so I got a triple to core skills. I spent 300,000 obdusite, and God knows how many gold and forgotten souls to get back to exactly where I was. This is the annoying thing about it, right? And it's not going to change in season 10, but in season 11 it's going to change. They've already told us that they really want us to run the PTR in season 11 because they're going to be making these changes. There's changes coming to masterworking and tempering in season 11. So I'm looking forward to season 10. But remember, everything you do in season 10 is a seasonal thing. So all the chaos perks and all the chaos armor that you get, bamoosh, at the end of season 10. Just like everything in season 11, season 9, it's all gone. So all the obdusite you've spent, all the time and effort in getting triple master working, that's all gone. Oh, there's a surging hellbone. See, I'm playing one-handed here. In fact, I'm playing with 3 fingers. I'm barely hitting the Inferno because really there's no need. I'm sort of hitting my Hydra when it becomes available. Now, Hydra is still a viable playstyle next season, but it's going to be much more difficult because every time you cast your Hydra next season, it's going to eat 100% of your mana, not just 500. The damage is capped at 500, but it'll consume all your mana. And if you're using the mana shield, that means that chances of dying after you've cast your Hydra is huge. Because you've got 1% life. That's everything picked up. Hardly any obdusite left. But you are getting almost every run now you're getting a tribute of Resplendence, which gives you obdusite. Get rid of that, get rid of this, get rid of that. And delete all the rest of them. So there's 3 of us in here now, so would have been better at 4, obviously. Look at this. What? 2 of us at 300. 1 of us at 299. I'm guessing the guy at 299, I think that's Korean characters. Not 100% sure. So I'll take care of this quadrant down here. relatively easily. And a lot of the boons and banes have been changed for next season as well. Nobody wants to take. As soon as one goes down, I'll press for the other. And we'll take that. So here I can probably cover both of them. I just need to be a little vigilant on when, because you can have two Hydra heads at the same time, only two. So if I just stagger these, that should be okay. When the top one gets done, then I can focus on the bottom goes away, and so on. Summoned Hellborn. Burning Rain. I would have done Hellborn, but never mind. So we do the same again. Sort of equidistant between the two spawn points. Down. Okay, so there's 4 of us in. I never noticed that, so it's simple enough now. So now I just focus on the one. Cool. Press my Hydra when I get 100% mana. Get the maximum damage out of it. Keep my Ice Blades and Ice Armor up. That's all I really need to do. Next season is going to be a little, quite different. You're not really going to be using Ice Armor. Barriers are really not going to be a thing with the Sorc, because a lot of the barrier is based on your life, and if you're using the mana shield, you've got essentially 0 life. I think he must be AFC, away from keyboards. Otherwise, you know, it's a little difficult to die. Well, we might as well have the Burning Hellborn after we've got the Burning Rain. Yeah, so it's the next season is going to be definitely different the way that we play the Sorcerer. But there are a couple of, you know, because the way the synergies between the Chaos perks. You have the Mana Shields. I can't remember exactly the other two, what their names are. But as I attempt to do some theory crafting. I'm not saying I'm perfect, far from it. But I'll do some theory crafting later this morning. Just some very basic stuff. Okay, we're on to wave 6. We've got a lot of snow across on the other spawn points. Yeah, so things that, you know, that give you barrier, because barrier in our skill trees, a lot of it's based on life. And if you've got no life, you've got a hell of a lot of mana, then generating barriers is going to be very different. And to the point that I don't think you're going to need, or you're going to have, any barrier generation. So this is going to be quite different build for this orc, because a lot of the times, well, I've got a barrier pretty much 100% of the time. So for farming and things like this, it's really dead easy. But next season, and it'll be a lot about your lightning skills, shock skills. Okay, so what have we got? We'll have things faster. And certainly on leveling, you know, one of the easiest builds for leveling is a Hydra. But I might make a sort of shock leveling build. So it's relatively easy to transform from a leveling build to a mid-game build, and then from a mid-game build to an end-game build. Because things like in Lockrans is going to be very interesting for an end-game build. There's a Helm Lucian, I think Lucians. I think that's what it's called. That also could be extremely interesting because it's about how much mana you use. But, you know, the Banished Lock Talisman is probably going to be one. Ophidian Ira is probably not this season, actually. Because we're probably not going to be running Hydra. But if you're running a Hydra, you add things like the Ophidian Iris on gloves or something. It's going to be really, really nice. What am I doing here? Oh yeah. And then there's the new ring, which I haven't really looked at too much. But if you get a new ring on a chest piece, maybe, for example, that could be pretty good. So I think this next season I'll be running the single-hander and a focus, because you can run then a couple of different aspects. Okay, we got one left. We seem to have not very much ether. And there doesn't seem to be huge mounds of snow across here. I don't know if it's just because of the choices, maybe. Maybe no. Maybe it's just crap. But everybody's got a spawn point, so anything that comes should just do. Well, you can see like here, they don't last 2 seconds. So maybe just some of the choices were poor. this is wave 9. We got one more after this. And what's the last choice? Wanderer, exhausted. Get a little extra ether from the kills. The council pit. I wonder why he's... So yeah, I'll run maybe another 1 or 2 of these. Maybe see if somebody wants a little bit of help in the pits. And then I'll try some theory crafting. Throw myself into the deep ends. A door has been unsealed. Okay, let's see. See what we get eventually. Yeah, that's a low run, only 543. No tribute that run. I think that's the first run I haven't had a tribute. Excuse me. Right, what was that? I can drop this. Yeah, this, you see, each time you use a skill with a resource cost, you get increased damage and the resource cost is increased, stacking up to 5 times. So that's going to be real powerful. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I think I've run enough. So, and if you get this as a chaos armor, each time you use a skill will be its max plus 20%. So that's going to be real powerful. And here you probably want a GA on cooldown reduction. Maybe a lucky hit as well. Max life and shadow resist, they are what they are. But these, the cooldown reduction in particular, you would want a GA on cooldown reduction. That's for sure. And if you were running a firebolt build, that would be interesting. The firebolt might actually be quite a decent build next season. You're still probably not going to want that. Endurant Faith. It's got all stats, but you're probably not going to be running this. But then what it does is open up the amulet slot if you're not running Ophidians, that you can put some decent stuff on. Right. Let's get rid of these. What have I got here? Oh, right, okay. Put that into my scrolls, and there was a refinement. I haven't run many refinements this season at all. A couple of seasons ago, yeah. Well, I tell you what, let's list a party. We'll go into the pit sort of 74s to sort of 84s is a general thing. clear repeat runs. Playstyle, relaxed. Leveling. See if anybody wants a little bit of help. You know, I haven't done a world boss for such a long time. $15, well, 14 minutes 44. I can't be asked with this stronghold here. It's a pain in the butt. All the other strongholds are finished. But I didn't do this one deliberately because to me it's just a pain in the ass. Following all this thing up and down is ugh. Well, my latency has went a bit stupid. But I will change across to my evade build. Let's have a look. Do you want XP or glyph levels? Glyph. Murokan. $88, so let's do a 94. It'll take a little bit of time, but you know, he's after glyphs, so time is not really of an essence, it's getting the glyph levels. And we have spiders, which doesn't help the thing in getting time. Oh, missed some. So when I'm running higher pit levels like this, I don't just hit and run like I would in lower pit levels. I do make an effort to kill all the monsters. Okay, that's that one down here. Come on. Don't know why you didn't move there. Somebody just died. 10. Perfectly okay. This is quite a high pit level. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm not sure how the Hydra's going to work properly next season. Because if we've got no shields, no barriers. Oh, but we will take a bit of that. And every time you cast a Hydra, it eats 100% of your mana. So even if you got mana shield up, it means that you're going to be defenseless. So you've got no mana. Once you've cast your Hydra, I'm not sure how that's going to work in the live server. Because before it didn't consume 100% of your mana, but now it does. Okay, so this was easy enough. It looks like there's a Spirit Born here, so I'm guessing the 269 Chinese character is a Spirit Born, because I think Ken is a don't die, Ken, don't die. Oh, I think he did. I can't revive you until, otherwise I'll die as well. So my Hydra's done that final little bit of damage. Key is them getting the glyph levels. Awesome. Should be okay. just a boss takes a little bit more time to get down. Fear. Okay, that's that little lot done. Okay, on to the next bit. I'm trying to focus to... Okay, that's them. Trying to make sure my Hydra is 100% to get the maximum when I hit my mana to 100%. So I do, just out the corner of my eye, I try to keep this on the... That's that done. Okay, next level. Next level, next floor. Trying to cast the Hydra when it's at 100% mana should maximize the damage that it does. When I'm just running low level hits, I don't worry about it. I just hit, spam all the buttons as quick as I possibly can. But here I'm trying to consciously hit the okay, that's this one done. So we're not worried about the time. Just the damage. And we seem to be doing okay. It's the boss that's going to take the time. I've made that mistake before. He was in the chat, the party chat, when he was typing. Slither takes a bit of time. Well, all bosses take a bit of time to to get down at this level. And you got 2 low level, which I'm hoping they can survive this. I'm hoping I can survive this. It's a good fight. Took a long time to get down, but that's sort of expected. I might as well just take these. Oh, there's another one joined. Right, see where we are now. .95 94 should be a little bit better than 99. I was wondering why it was taking a little bit of time to get over. My latency is went a little bit high. This is okay. Relatively simple. Take a different route. No need to double up on the damage when it's not necessary. Almost at the boss. Maybe this will get us there. Yeah, it did. This is a good time for a 94. Very good time for a 94. That's a Spiritborn. Spiritborn is very, very powerful this season, especially against bosses. I think everybody's out there. Looks like 2 Spiritborns now. Oh, not that way. This way, this way. Bring them in. Round them up. Okay, I'll go this way, because they went that way. Look, I can't move from there. This is what a high latency does for me. But it's still okay. We just take everything in our... We just do what we can do. Oh, I saw a group there. Group there? No, nothing here. Wow. Where's all the monsters gone? playing catch up there. Will we get him down in less than 3? Or maybe just a little over 3? Just a little over 3. There we go. But yeah, I think it's a little bug that allows the Spiritborn just to execute pretty much the bosses when it gets down to about 25% life or so. 6 minutes left. That's enough time to do one more run before I have to take more medicine. Excuse me. Just left with a little bit of a difficult throat. This floor can be generally a good floor if there's enough monsters to kill and you don't need to go down to the second floor. This is the floor that 99% of the speedy builds get their best runs. Myself included. I've had all my quickest runs on this floor. And I think this could be a good run as well. Will I say the fastest? Well, remains to be seen. But the way that these are all coming towards me, and my guess is the other players are of a similar bent, this could be a very nice run. Well, I'll head down to the second to make sure. Didn't need it. But I think this is still going to be a fast run, regardless. Maybe below 3 minutes. Over 2.5. 2.5 would have been tremendous. But I think we may get below 3. Come on. Yeah, well done. Tremendous run. Now this is obviously for leveling glyphs, not for XP. For XP, you're still much better running lower level pits faster. Two lower level pits that can give you 10 million XP in a minute and a half, or one that can give you 15 million XP in 3 minutes. You're better doing the two that gives you 10 million each, because I get an extra 5 mil. And this is the name of the game. Help. Be kind. Assist. What goes around comes around. Right. I'll just leave these there for anybody to pick up if they can.
I'll keep my forge hot. Return soon.
Let's have a look, see what I... Right, I'm going to make some decisions now. Oh, what decisions. What to take through to the Eternal Realm. Because, to be quite honest with you, I got rid of my uniques, so I've only got 4 GA uniques. However, yeah. So let's just do this. Is the first cull. These are all 2 GAs. No 3 GA, no go through. All of them are reasonably good, but if I'm going to be taking stuff through to the Eternal, I need to make sure that they're 3 GAs at least. Gone.
My hammer sings on
Right. So I've got 2 3 GAs. Now these are all seasonal, so they're going to go away anywhere. Right, so Harlequins. Right, are any of these at least 2 GAs? No. Right. So this is a GA on Lucky Hit. That's a GA on Core Skill. I might actually take that through. That's Crit Strike. You know what might help? Let me have a look at what I've got on the Eternal. Right, so this is me on Eternal. That's not 3GA. That's not. That's not. No. 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 I've got a hell of a lot on 3GAs already, you see. For different, you know, different builds, different characters. But I haven't used, or I've never been in the Eternal. See, these are all 3GAs. These are all 4GAs. Okay, so mythics. Attack, core, crit. So I've got attack, core, and crit. So I could take the lucky hit through because I don't have one. All these three, these ones, bye-bye.
Use it well.
Oh, that means I've maxed out the rawhide. Let's jump back into the season. So as you see, I don't really have that much space left. So as for okay, there's somebody at the door, so I will just take a quick break. Okay. Back again. So I think what I'm gonna I will actually take these through. I'll keep the lucky hit, but I'll get rid of that. Now, these are not 3GAs, and as you see, I've already got a hell of a lot of, look at this, bit of a pack rat. I'm quite sure many people are. They're not bad. And if it had been early in the game, I probably would have sold these. But, the big but, I have no use for them now. Oh, I'm full up. Here goes.
Better than starting from nothing.
Done. Look at this. I could have probably sold some of these, but to be honest, okay, there's now these are into 3GAs. So, next one. Right, that's part of my build. Okay. No. 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 Look at this. 2GA, 2GA. No. No. I'm not even looking at these. I don't want to look at them. Was that no, that was 2. These are all 2GAs. No. Oh, I'm full up again. Here goes. 3, 2, 1. Go on.
My hammer sings.
I'm going to try and not be such a pack rat next season. Famous last words, obviously. Three GAs. 3GA. the Frozen Orb. I think these are all 3GAs. See, if I could had, instead of maybe max life, cooldown reduction, that would have been pretty much perfect. And again, instead of lucky hit, if it had been cooldown reduction, I think, yeah. No. So that's what I'm going to take through. No, I'll take the runes and everything through, but you've seen on in my Eternal that a lot of stuff I've got already at 100. So what I'll be having to do is just sell them, because you can't salvage them when I get through. There we go. Done.
What's left, you ask?
That's a massive clear out. So all of these will be going through with me to the Eternal. I'm not sure if I want to take these tributes, Harmony and Titans. I'll take the Radiance through. Because the Harmony and Titans, I just never use them. Let me say, crap sale value, but you know. Right, let's clean up here. Let's go for the focus and see if I can get the triple GA focus. It would be a typical if I got it right now.
Finished, are you?
max resource. So there's such single GAs. Down they go.
Yeah, have a wee gamble. Shame well. Hello, shine.
Not a bad pull, that.
Hello, shine. Shame that.
All finished, are you?
Crit strike, mana and kill. Bye bye. So this is what I'm be taking through to the Eternal. I don't want to run any Andariel. Andariel next season's going to be good to run because she doesn't have the invulnerability phase. But this season, pain in the ass. All of these are going through. Well, none of these are going through. So all of these are 3GA. All of these are. That's on my walking build. All of these are 3GA. Okay, that's just tidying them up a little bit. Might as well. Because I'm tidy. Neat and tidy, just like this.
If I cannot be in the wilderness, this will do.
And that's all I'm taking through there. And then everything that's on your characters, they get taken through as well. And not that I have a huge amount on here. But anyway, so all done. All done. Okay, so thank you for waiting. What I'm going to try and do, and I emphasize try, is to do a little bit of theory crafting. Now, what I use is mobilytics. So what I'll try to do is a little bit of theory crafting. We'll do a leveling build, then transition to a mid game. I'm think that'll be enough for this morning. So the thoughts are on the leveling build. Is it really everything that you come across to do your chest, pants, boots, weapons, amulets? From 1 to 60 is certainly from 1 to 35. You're not worried about whatever you put in there as long as it's better than what you've got. But what you are interested in is the skill tree. So what we'll do is I'll give you my thoughts on populating the skill tree. Now, one of the best leveling builds is the Hydra. It really does just make a lot of things easy. So how do we get down to the Hydra to begin with? Well, we've got 12 points when we first start the game. So you can put down pretty much anything here, but I'm going to put into Arclash. And I'm going to put it into flickering as opposed to glinting, because we're wanting more damage. The flickering Arclash, if you read, Arclash gains 5 mana if your swipe hits at least one enemy. When you hit 3 or more or a boss, your next swipe also deals 50% more damage. In the glinting, it's about reducing your cooldown. So we're not really after reducing our cooldowns for this particular build. Looking at our core skills, there's nothing here that we really need to equip for the leveling. Not now for sure. So we need to put enough points to be able to come down into the and open up our defensives. In our defensives, we can still run ice armor, and I would say we can put it into mystical, because the mystical is we do increased damage. So we still need a couple of more points to put into something. We don't really need any Frost Nova, but what we are going to do is put them into teleports. And for the teleport, we'll have the crackling energy. Yeah. So now we come down into which, and we can take the Hydras, because it just makes a lot more sense. And we'll take the invoked. So we need one more point to come down. And I'm thinking familiars, enhanced. And the increased damage. Well, actually, we don't need that quite yet. We can put 1 point into the Arclash, because then that opens up our next. Now we will eventually transform, whatever, into ball lightning, but we don't need ball lightning right now. So we do need to open up these couple. So we'll take into static discharge and then into shocking impact. And we still need 3 more points. So we'll come up and have a look at some defensives. No. We'll take damage. And for here, for our... We don't really need Inferno this time. We'll go for Unstable Currents and into Supreme, because we're wanting the crackling energy. Coursing Currents, so shock skills, increase the crit strike chance. Yep. Shock skills. And we want to pick up into our overflowing energy. So now we've still got a lot of points to put into defensives and into offensive. We will take the familiar down into invoked. Now what can we take? We'll take some potent warding, because we do want the resistances, that's for sure. And we're not really into any core skills here. Crit strike chance of a 7% to do your defensives. Energy focus, a barrier for your max life. And this is just for defensives. And again, we'll take the defensives. Primordial Binding is a bit of a necessity, as is Mana Shield. And then let's have a look. We don't really need too much. We're not running any core skills. Although I'm just wondering if we can put maybe Fireball. Yeah, we'll take that into the... Because remember, this is a leveling build. This is not our end game build. We'll take 1 into Invigorating. And a bit of damage reduction here. We have a Frost skill on our bar. Which is the Ice Armor. We'll take them into Permafrost. And we'll take 5 into Unstable Currents. And there we have it. Now, will this be perfect? Probably not. Is this what I'm going to run to begin with? Yeah. So I think we've got a decent balance between defense and offense. And then our defensives, we will be running ice armor. And then we can put in enchantments. I think for enchantment, I think it would be good for meteor, fireball, and the teleport. There we go. Fireball and teleport. So for skills, we do need ice armor, and we have Hydra. So I, right now, using Hydra on the third button. You can put it wherever you actually feel it more comfortable, but I have it on the third button, so I have the number 3 and my space bar as the evade, so it's 3 spacebar, 3 spacebar, 3 spacebar. That's how I've run it so far. And we will have a little bit of unstable currents. Is our, and the last one, where is the ice armor? No ice armor. No ice shards. No, it's not ice shards that I'm after, is it? Ice blades. But I didn't put anything into ice blades, so what I'm going to do is just take one away and put it into ice blades. I'm not going to take any into the summons or anything like this, just one into the ice blades. It is going to be good enough. And I think that's how I'm going to run the leveling. We don't have anything in Paragon boards, but for your mercenary, I'm going to take Rahir. And anytime, I would say, provoke, when he's actually going to do the arch. And I will save this build. And see. So what are we going to call this? I'm not going to call it anything in particular. Now, I have deliberately left these empty because you'll be filling him up as quickly as you possibly can. You won't have any perks. And to be honest with you, you're changing stuff in and out so quickly, you're not going to be really worried about this too much. So we'll leave it at that for now. And this is how I'm going to run my leveling. So we're just starting back up on the D4. Run a few more hits or whatever. See if we can help some people. Okay, so we're back again. Excuse me. So if you've been watching, you'll understand that I have nothing left. Almost everything. Note to self for next season, don't be so much of a pack rat. Right, let's have a look, see if there's anybody needing some help. Not so many. So I'll list a party activity. We'll do some pits. Sort of 74s to 84s. Newcomers welcome. Gameplay. Repeat runs, quick clears. Playstyle. Relaxed. It's relax time. Excuse me. Okay. Okay, so we've got a nice little group here, all relatively lower end. So let's run a 74 to start with. Who doesn't want to run? Okay. I guess two of them didn't want to run these lower end pits. That's fine. Everything is good. No worries at all. People want to follow through? Not a problem. If they die, not a problem. We just want to help. In clearing the dungeons, if they can help clear, it's perfect. Because that'll mean some faster clear times. I think our latency must be sort of half okay. Didn't really need that, but you know. When I was there, just a little over a minute and a half. Yay! Easy peasy. So he's doing a little whatever, enchanting perhaps. Ah, that latency is not so hot. Okay, not a problem. See if there's anybody else wants some help. Okay. Party of one. Well, actually, party of two. Three. Can we get a fourth before I start running? Okay, let's just do this for these guys. Take this punch out at the beginning, make sure that it's safe enough if they want to just hold where they are. Reasonably good first blow. Really does help when my latency is nice. Plays nice. think we'll get below. Oh. I was stuck in place for a minute there. I hate when it gets like this. We'll be well below 2 minutes, but not the minute and a half. Yeah, easy peasy. Probably do the 79 in similar times. Drop this. See if anybody wants to pick it up. So this time tomorrow, I will be on a train. Heading down to Guangzhou. Oh, I just... Don't die. So we have to make sure that we kill these at the beginning. And there's not too many. This one's not so difficult. Oh, the wrong way. We need to go all the way back the other way. That was easy enough. This floor again. I wish they'd get rid of this floor. It's just so many corners and doors and dead ends. Some of the dead ends are massive. You know, it's almost like have to go all the way back to the start. Okay, I didn't manage to pick that up. I don't know why I sort of try and click on the shrine, but it doesn't pick up. Maybe it's just me, maybe it's my mouse, whatever. I think we'll be under 2 minutes here. Come on, get through. Yep, below 2 minutes. Nah, it's perfectly okay. He got 2 levels there. I think he was 118 before he got up to 120. It's 2 levels. Oh, that's not bad. Didn't pick anything up though. Can't drop anything for the guys. That's 1, 2. Is everybody out? Yeah, everybody's out, so let's go. This one's a little more problematic to keep clear at the very beginning, because they can come in at both sides. So I think that should be okay. So they should be safe enough now. I guess I'm being just a little extra cautious. Not being super speedy here. My latency doesn't allow me to be. To get sort of perma evade, you're going to need 50 milliseconds, or I would say. But remember, Operator Otto, you want to have a look for him. He went through all what you need to get perma evade. And essentially, you can do it with 100 milliseconds, but anything over 100 milliseconds, you're never really going to get the perma evade. But you can get, I mean, so this is decent what I'm running right now. But it's not the perma evade that I'd love to run. This floor is always a wee bit slow for me. Somebody just keeled over. Biting off a little more they can chew. We're almost there. 2 times. Well, I think that should be okay to get the glyphs, but you'll lose at just the one glyph level. I just make sure everybody is out of the pit, because if you actually start the pit before everybody's out, this is where the bug happens, and I'm quite sure many peoples have actually hit this. The start of the dungeon cycles until everybody's in the same dungeon. So everybody looks to be out. There was one of my followers actually latched me onto this. Didn't quite understand it before, but it's actually true. Well, who didn't? Who didn't accept? Who are we waiting for?
I appreciate that.
Oh, finally, they figured out. Get these bunch at the beginning. That's good. So now we can move on. Put in a high drain whenever I can see a group. That's relatively short. Weird. Stops me moving. Ooh, my stomach is starting to rumble. I've got a bit of artillery. I managed to pick it up that time. Yep, yep, yay. So, I love this artillery. So much death and destruction. Look at that. Love it. Well, that helped us get through this a little bit quicker. No lives lost, so they can get the maximum benefit. Tribute of refinement. I'll have that. So for the first time in a long time, I'm actually sitting here with no air condition unit running. It's much nicer outside. That intense heat seems to have broken finally. Is everybody out? Not quite yet. 1, 2, yeah, there they are. Yeah, this summer has been hot. I have a roof garden above us. And consistently throughout the summer, it's hitting 45, 46 centigrade, which is over 100 Fahrenheit. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but too hot. The plants on my roof, I've got a lot of sort of potted plants and stuff. Terrible trouble to keep them alive. Water them in the morning, water them in the evening. I'll take that lethal. Is there a couple of groups down here? Yeah. Okay. On we go. Right. Okay, this is a better floor. Here, come up into here, a little bit this, a little bit of that, plop the hider down yonder, and here again. I haven't broke 90 seconds yet. This will get us to the boss. And the boss, so we got under 2 minutes. There's a GA there, I'll pick up and drop for the guys. So he's, well, that's good. He's went from 118 to 126, that's nice. Just wait until they're all out. So they're teleporting for the most part to the waypoint. If you go E, leave dungeon, it'll take you to the beginning of the the obelisk, the portal activator. Just an FYI. Okay, this is going to be a little interesting, making sure that... Okay, this is not too bad. I think that's all these monsters at the beginning of the... Done. A lot of people, myself included, when we run this particular floor, have got the quickest clear speeds of all. But it sometimes does sort of throw a spanner in the works when there's not enough monsters and you have to go down to the second floor. And that obviously is a bit of a spoiler for the good clear times. But the fastest I've run is about 45 seconds. Oh, I don't need protection. On this floor in a group. And yeah, mostly you can, running in a group will get you the best times, because you can all take different routes. Are we gonna have enough monsters to get to the boss floor? I'm not sure. Yeah, we are. But we're not really that much faster on this floor. But that's okay. He's got another 2 levels. Awesome. See that? 1 day left. Unfortunately for me, it's even though it's just 1 day left. No worries.
Thanks.
Yeah, tomorrow I'm heading out on a business trip for 3 days. So the first day I'll actually get to play is Friday. My time. So I'm missing 3 days. Okay, that's everybody down here. So at least it'll give us an idea on sort of how people are progressing with their builds. What's a good build, what's a not so good build for the Sorc. The Ball Lightning is actually going to be a pretty damn good build, but until everybody starts to get their Chaos Armor, Chaos Perks and so on, how they're really going to perform is still a bit up in the air. I think Crackling Energy also is going to be a decent build, but probably Ball Lightning is going to be the number one, I think. Just have the feeling, watching the PTRs and everything, and then into the patch notes. I'll take some lethal. Spiders are always slow. It looks like the construction is closed down for lunchtime. Channeling allows me to always have that little bit more damage. Let's get down into here. There we go. Just a little over 2 minutes. Yeah, a little slower. That's okay. Don't know how I picked that up. One, two, buckle my shoe. 3, 4, shut the door. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Come on. Hey, everybody's here. Excuse me. Come on. 2 people didn't. Ah, okay. Ooh.
Thank you.
I got my cap still on. So he's gained quite a number of levels. 12 levels. That's quite impressive. Ah, spiders again. Duck. Come on, revive him. You get an extra 10% with, is it 10%? 5%? XP bonus. When you got running in a party. And I hope he's taking all his medicine. Right, so let's see. Can we get... No. Not forgetting we've got the 30 seconds. Oops. Run right past it. Yeah, another 2 levels for him. That's good. See, the boss kill is about 55 to 60% of the total XP in the pit. And yet, this is true. I have run enough pits to actually record everything, so I know this is a true thing. Okay, we've got 1 dropout. Two drops out. 1 comes in. Now these are not quite so low level characters, so we might be able to push on a little bit. See if we can get a 90 seconds pit run. Maybe they can clear up. Oh dear. Okay. Come on. On, you go on, you're going. Quicker, quicker, quicker. Taking too long. Oh, notwithstanding the 30 second, we're just a little bit over a 90. That's possible, I guess. We can maybe do it. Right, let's wait until they reappear. Just let them know that we're actually streaming. I should do that more often. I think both are Chinese. One Chinese, maybe one Korean. Yeah, I think one Chinese and one Korean here. Take that little group out. Nice little run. Feels so much nicer when I can get a decent ping speed. Oh, spider on this floor. I'm gonna have some lethal thing. Might help me. Yeah, I'm getting a little hungry. I don't think I'm gonna break a 90-second this time. Not quite. Come on, I only need... Yeah, that's right. Horrible combination. Still below 2 minutes. And that's okay. Okay, we have Party of 4, we got a 1 at 85. Okay. Don't know if you can read English. Hopefully he can. Which is something about, you know, a lot of people, second language is English. Which I have to admit makes me a bit lazy, has made me lazy. So instead of learning the local language, I've stuck with English. And yeah, this is me being lazy. Because many people want to learn or want to practice their English. So I just have become lazy and not learning a different language. I do know some Chinese, but not enough, not by a long way. No, that way. Not this way either, and I'm not going that way. Come up. I think that's not the right way either. Oh, this is it. Come down, not up. Everything is definitely below 2, but I can't quite get it below 90. Yeah, let's go and get rid of some stuff. 1 GA, and it wasn't even a triple GA. Is there anything in this one? So that whole bunch, 2 single GAs. Yeah, that was good. Down this way. Up this way. Dropping. Hydra amongst them. Wow. Had some decent. love it when I can get down to about 100 milliseconds. Feels so much more snappy. This time. Why can't you get out of there? So, we're hunting for monsters, which seems to be a little bit few and far between. It happens sometimes in this particular floor. Just almost spot on 2 minutes. Almost time for lunch. So a brief period at 100, now it's at 196. I really love my latency. Oh, excuse me. I think I'm going to run maybe another 2 or 3, then stop for lunch. It would be nice if I could get a 90-second run for these guys. Hopefully this time we don't run out of monsters. Back this way. Seem to be jumping all over the place. Can't get through there. Still not gonna do this 90 seconds. Well, I guess it's consistently under 2. That's what we can see. Is everybody ready? Looks like. Yeah, let's get that rid of them. Oh dear. Oh, this is not going to be 90 seconds either. Maybe it's a forlorn hope. Alright, I'll go straight this time, see what happens. And of course, that happens. Dead end. And another. Oh, move, move, move. Come on, stupid. This is nuts. This is all due to my latency. Okay, I guess I'm getting tired as well. So I think I'm gonna leave it at that for this morning. Yep, so I'm just gonna clean up here. Let's see if we can get a triple GA focus.
There's something special.
No. Nothing. Nada. Sweet FA. What did we get here? I think it was refinement. Yeah. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate this. So, everybody that's liked, followed, subscribed, thank you very much. Really, really appreciate. And we shall see you tomorrow, if not this afternoon. Bye for now.